Hi, thank you for purchasing this product from my Etsy store, Excel Executive. And again, I am very happy with this product and hopefully you are going to enjoy this. So when you open the product, this is the first page, the welcome page, which gives you a summary of what this product is. Basically, in this product, you can populate all your invoices. You can keep that record, and it also generates a invoice automatically in PDF format or in any other format that you like, so that you can send that to your clients. And it auto populates, it generates automatically, so it saves you a lot of time. So you are watching this video by clicking this link, and if you click this link, then this YouTube video will open and it will give you a rundown of this product. So to start on this product, you will click this button, and this will take you to the settings tab, which is the last tab. So in this tab, you are supposed to enter all your information once, and then that information will be translated to all other pages as well. So here first, in the first section, you have your details. So you're supposed to type your name here, your profession or your business name here, your email address, your phone number, your address. And all of these things will be populated whenever you generate a new invoice. Here, if you need to enter any tax for your invoicing, you will enter that rate one time here. And if you don't want to add tax in your invoicing, then you can simply type in 0 and enter, and this will make that text part disappear. This is the invoice prefix option. So every invoice number will start with this free prefix. This is customizable. I use this with a #INV. You can change it to anything else. I will show you once I'm on that page. Then we have the aging bucket thresholds. Again, these are customizable. Sometimes some people have 4 buckets, sometimes some people have 2 buckets or 3 buckets. I think 3 is the optimal one. That is what I'm going here with. So what you will do is that you're supposed to enter your aging bucket threshold in the first 2 cells. And then once I'm there, I will explain this in detail. So here in the first bucket, you will enter a number, and that will be that bucket will represent 0 days till that day that you have entered here. You can see it here as well. It says 0 to 5 days. The bucket 2 will take on from the very next day. So if you have entered 5 here, it will say 6 up until the number that you have entered here. And then the third bucket will be populated automatically, which will be 10 days plus. So let me show you if you want to see it. So let's say the first bucket is supposed to be 0 to 10 days. The next should be 11 to 20 days, and then this should be 20 days plus. So what I will do is that I will type 10 here, and here you can see that it is updated to 0 to 10 days, and here I will write 20. So it will update from 11 to 20 days, and then the third bucket will automatically say 20 plus days. And of course, this will show you the delays in your invoice payments as per these buckets. So of course, the sheet is set up in such a way that you can make these changes anytime you like. But if you want to keep your invoicing standardized, then I would advise you to do this once and then forget about it, so that all of the invoices are tracked with these changes. But of course, if you want to change them at any point in time, you can do that as well. The next part are your payment details. So these are the fields or the headings, and these are the actual values. So in this case, I have entered the bank name, which is the Bank of America. Of course, these are generics. These are like generic entries. These are not real ones. Then the second one is account title, where your name is, then the account number, your account number here, and then the SWIFT code. Here is the SWIFT code. So if you want to change these, you can change these as well, and they will show in the invoice automatically. And the last one is that if you have any terms and conditions that you want to write at the bottom of your invoice, you will type them here once, and then you will see them again every time when you generate an invoice. And hopefully you will like it once we get there. So this is the last tab, the settings tab. Now I will start from the very first tab. These are the clients tab. So here you will enter the details of your clients once. So again, I have entered 6 mock entries to get you started. So once you are supposed to do is that what you can do is that when you are ready, you have seen this video and you are ready to work on this project, on this file, what you can do is that you can select the last 5 ones, go to the home tab, go to the delete one, and then click delete table rows, because these are tables, and then you can start working from the first row, and then every time you enter data in the next row, then it will automatically populate. So let me try it out for you. So if I write here client 2, you will see that it will get entered in this table, and all of the data on top of it will get updated as well. So I'm going to just undo the whole thing so that you can see all of the details here. Okay, so here one thing that you have to keep in mind, that the headers, these are two type of headers. So the first one is that the ones which have this lighter tone in top of it. So if you see headers which are like these grayed out or which are not highlighted, these are the columns in which you are not supposed to enter any data. These will get auto-populated because these are formula driven. So you're supposed to enter data only in these columns where header is white in color. So here you will enter the data, and the data in these columns and in these columns, they will get updated automatically. So what is happening here is that now I'm going to explain the whole sheet now. So first you have a few KPI cards. So first one is the total number of clients. So here it says that 6, these are the total number of clients, and you have 5 active clients. So here I have given the definition of that as well. So any client from whom you have received a payment in the last 60 days, the formula assumes that that is an active client. So here you can get a very nice idea that of course you are working with 6 clients here, and out of those 6 clients, 5 are active, and then you can work on the 6th client that maybe you can contact that client, maybe check if you haven't received any payments, or maybe if you haven't invoiced that client, then maybe you can focus on getting more work from that client. That depends on your business, how you are working your freelance gig. The next is the total lifetime value. So this value is coming from the projects that you have entered in the next sheet for a specific client, and the total is getting rolled up here. Here you can see the lifetime value for each client in this column. Of course, I'm going to explain each column in detail after I'm done with the KPI cards. So this is the hopeful earning that you will get once all of the projects for all of the clients are completed. And this is the lifetime value coming from the invoices sheet. So there are 2 ways of working with it. One is that you can enter the project details here. Let me give you a simple example. So let's say for client 1, you are working with a single project which is called project 1, let's say, and project 1 is worth $100, and you will get those $100 in 2 payments, let's say $50 each. So one way to do it is that, of course, in the projects tab, when you will enter the project, you will enter the whole amount, $100, and then in the invoices tab, one option is that when you are ready to invoice the client first time, then you will enter that invoice details, and you will enter $50 for that invoice. So in that case, this will show $100, this will show 50. But in case you decide that you would like to enter the details for both invoices in one go, then these two will match. So the purpose of this KPI card is that this is the total value that you are supposed to receive, and this is the amount that you have already invoiced. Now this is the outstanding amount. So this is out of this 21,705, this much amount is outstanding. The remaining you have received, and at this point in time you have invoiced 26 invoices in total, and out of this 20 are pending. So you have received payment of only 6 invoices. Now, I have created this KPI card here as well, so that you can get a very good idea what is happening at the client level, or at the bird's eye view, let's say. So the first one is the client ID. This will get populated automatically, and I would request you to do not manually move rows up and down, because that will recalculate this number. So whenever you have a new client, just enter that client's details in the next row, and even if you have stopped working with a client, don't delete that client's row ever. You should keep that in your record. It comes very helpful over time. So this ID will be automatically generated. Here you will write the name of your client, the person whom you would send your invoices, that person's email address, their phone number, the address of the company. Here you can write the industry or the sector that client is from. Normally I create a drop down, but here it is a free column. You can enter whatever you like. And then these are the values coming from different sheets. So first one is the lifetime value from the project sheet for this specific client. Then you have the lifetime value from the invoices sheet. Then you have the outstanding amount for this client, the total invoices that have been invoiced for this specific client, and out of those, how many are pending invoices. So pending invoices in this case are the invoices for which you have not received the amount. So pretty simple sheet. And once you have entered whenever you start working with a new client, you will enter that client's data here once, and then you are done with this sheet. The next is the projects sheet. So here you will enter the details of the projects that you are working with these clients. So right now, if I go back to the client sheet, you are working, let's say in this example, you are working with 6 clients. These are their IDs and these are their names, client 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course, it's not very original, but of course, when you will do actual work on the sheet, you will enter their real names. So what happens here in the project is that, again, this is blurred out. So this is the column where you are not supposed to enter anything, and then you are supposed to enter the data in these columns. So the first one is the client name. This is a drop down coming from the previous sheet. So if you have client 1 to 6, you can see them here. And then of course, when you will update that, then this will get updated automatically. You will select the client name from the drop down. You will enter the name of the project, then the project type. It can be a project, it can be a retainer, it can be anything else, up to you completely. But if it is a simple project, then you can just write a project here. This is the start date of the project, the proposed end date of the project, and the total value of that project. So by this, I simply mean that once you will be done with this project, you will receive $1,500 in this case, in the case of project 1. And if you want to write some details regarding that project, you can write them here, but this is completely optional. In most cases, I won't use this column. Here you have a very simple KPI card. So you have 17 projects in total. Average projects per client is 3. The last project, the latest project that you started, it started on 5th March 2026. And the total project value is $114,000. This is basically the same value that you see here, this one. So it is exactly the same dollar. Again, pretty simple sheet. The concept is simple. Whenever you get a new project, you enter its details here. And of course, when you will start working, you will do the same thing. You will start select all these rows, go to the home tab, and then go to the delete tab, and then click delete table rows, and then you can start working on this simply. I will just undo this. The next one is basically your main sheet, the meat of this product. But before explaining this, I will go to the next sheet. So the way I have designed it is that you don't have to type your services again and again. You type them here in this service listing table once, and once you have done that, then these will be available as a drop down in the invoices one, and then you don't have to enter the details again and again. And despite that, this product will still generate a very professional invoice automatically. You will see that in a bit. So here again, the service ID is blurred out, so you are not supposed to enter anything in this column. It will get automatically populated. Here you are supposed to write the name of your service. Then I have added an additional column for your convenience. So let's say you want to enter a service for which you are giving a special rate to a specific client. Then you can enter that detail here as well. So you can select the client here, or maybe you can type in the client's name, and that will get so in some cases you don't want to use your standard services rates for a specific client. You want to charge them a bit more, a bit less, depending on your circumstances. So you can select that here if a need arises. Otherwise, just leave this column alone. So you will write the name of the service, then you will write the unit name. Normally for freelancers, you will be charging on an hourly basis or on a daily basis in this case. But if you have any other unit, you can type that unit here as per your preference. And then you will write the unit rate. So once you do this, then this will be available in the invoices table. So you don't have to type this again and again. So here I have entered plenty of examples that normally freelancers use. And again, for your purposes, you will select all of these and then go to the home tab and then delete these table rows. And then you will start entering your own. You are not supposed to enter anything in this column. Once this is done, then we go to our main sheet, the invoices sheet. where you will be spending most of your time whenever you are using this sheet. This is a very information rich sheet, and I have created it in such a way that you don't have to enter a lot in this. So let's go through the KPI cards first, and then I will go to the table columns, and then I will show you that how this can help you. So first is the total invoiced amount. So the amount that you have invoiced, that is in this example $21,705, and the total number of invoices, as you can see here, are 26 in total. So it will count it. So out of this $21,000, $17,026 are open, which are 20 open invoices. You have received this much amount, and this is 6, which is fully paid. So 20 plus 6 is 26, as you can see. And here you will see the average days on which you receive a payment. So normally you invoice a person and then you receive payment in this many days on average. And of course this will change once you start entering more data in the sheet. This is the collection rate. So basically what is happening is that this divided by this is giving you the rate. So currently it's 22%. Ideally this should be 100%, but you can make up your mind that let's say 60% or 70% would be acceptable for you, and then this sheet can give you a very nice reminder that you should be focusing on that. Now these two graphs, you are going to enjoy them a lot. I'm going to explain the second graph first. So here you can see that 26 invoices have been invoiced in total, and here you can see those 26 bifurcated. So you have 5 issued, 2 are pending, 3 are overdue, 1 is overdue late, 9 are overdue critical, and 6 you have received them. Here you can see 6 you have received them. And for these are the amounts. So again, you have the total amount, the total number invoiced is 21,705, and out of those 4,500 have been issued, 960 are pending, then 1904 are overdue, 458 are overdue late, 9,000 are overdue critical, and you have received 4679 that you can see here as well. Now what do these terms mean? So I will explain it from this. So the first one is the issued. So this is an invoice that you have issued, but its due date, but its issued date is still in the past. So let's say today is 17th April. So if you have entered an invoice and its date is, let's say, 10th April, so up until 17th April it will show you the status of issued. Once 17th April passes, it will show you the status of pending. You are still good with that client because the client is not supposed to pay on the invoice issue date. The client is supposed to pay on the due date. But once that invoice, you haven't received its amount and it crosses the due date, it will go to overdue. This is where it gets serious. This is where you're supposed to talk to the client, ask her that this invoice is overdue now and you should get paid for your services. Now these two, overdue late and overdue critical, are coming again from the buckets that you are supposed to set when you are working first time on the sheet and you are in the settings tab. So again, we have overdue, overdue late, and overdue critical. So if I go to the settings tab, you will see these 3 buckets. So this is the overdue, this is the overdue late, and this is the overdue critical. So the moment it passes the first day, the due date, it will become due. And let's say in this case, we are saying that 0 to 10 days is due. So for the first 10 days, let's say you are supposed to get paid on 20th April. So on 21st April, it will start showing due, and it will show due for the next 10 days. If you still don't receive that money and it crosses the 10th day and moves on the 11th day, then it will start showing you that it is late. So we are talking about this status. It will show you overdue late. The status will change. And then if you haven't received the amount and it crosses 20 days, then it will show overdue critical. And the good thing about this product is that these are you can customize them. So if you don't want to do this so late, you are very concerned and you are working, let's say you are saying that it should be due for just 1 working week, you can type in 5 here, okay, and you can type 10 here. So then this is going to say overdue. This is going to say in the first 5 days it's going to say overdue. From 6 to 10 days it is going to say overdue late, and once that crosses 10 days it will say overdue critical. So this gives you a very nice idea that what is the status of your invoices at any point in time. Now we are done with the KPI cards. I will explain you the columns. So first is the invoice ID. Again, the prefix is coming from the settings tab, and you can change this as well. So if I go to settings tab, it says INV. Let's say you want to say this just I don't know, something like hi. You type in hi, and if I go to the invoices, and you can see that these prefixes are updated. So if I change it back, let's say to what I had previously, so it will go back here. And again, I would suggest that keep this standard, so you enter it once and then don't change it. The second is the client name. You don't have to change this as well. So every time you select a project, the client name will be populated automatically. So you are not supposed to enter anything in these 2 columns. So you will select the project name here. Then you will type in the date on which you are issuing that invoice. So let's say you are issuing it today, you will type today's date. This will be the due date. So this is the date on which you are expecting that client to pay you the amount. Now this is an open field, this is not formula driven, because in most cases you would like to keep it custom depending on the client and depending on a various invoice. And this is the date on which you actually receive the amount. Anytime you enter a date here, then that amount will be converted to the collected amount. Let's say this invoice is 1132, and let's say I write a date here, and then you can see that this is updated. I'm going to undo this. Okay, the next is the invoice amount. You are not supposed to enter this amount. This is automatically calculated. As you can see that the header is blurred out. So I will show you how it's calculated. Then is the received amount. Once you enter a date here, this will get populated automatically, and this gets populated automatically as well. I've created these 3 columns separately so that you can get a very nice view when it comes to the status of each invoice. The status is also automatically calculated, and these are the statuses that you will see at any point in time. So here again, you are supposed to select the project first, then you select the date issue, the due date, that's it. Then you are supposed to select the services that you entered in the service listing sheet. So if I go here, these are the services that become available here as drop downs. So for each invoice you can add up to 10 services, and then these will get automatically populated whenever you are generating a new invoice. So what you did again is that you selected the project name, you selected the date issued, the due date, and then you are supposed to select the services from these drop downs. So you start from service 1, the drop down is available, and these services are arranged alphabetically, obviously. So let's say you want to select search engine optimization. Let's see if we have that here. So if I go to S, so I have search engine optimization. I select it, and then I have the unit rate there. If I go back to the service listing, let me show you. So if I go to the service listing, I go to search engine optimization, you can see that we are charging $215 per hour. So this is the standard rate. Now in this case, you have to mention that you did this search engine optimization and you already have the rate, but for how many hours you worked. Let's say you work for 3 hours, so you will type in 3 here, and this will calculate the invoice amount here. So let me enter a new invoice so that everything becomes much clearer. So let's say I select this, Control C, Control V, and then maybe change it to project 1. Okay, these two are automatically calculated. Okay, I say, let's say I'm issuing it on this date, and I'm expecting this to get paid on, let's say, on this date. Okay, once I'm done, I will not select the invoice date. So let me just lock it so that you can see that as well. So here you can see I've selected the dates, and the invoice amount is empty, and it is formula driven, so I haven't entered anything. Here, let's say if I go to the service listing, and let's say we have something simple that we can calculate. Let's change it to, let's say, $50. So what is this? Social media management, service number 22. So I go here, invoice generation, social media management. So if I select this here, social media management, and the rate is $50. It's not this, I think it's this one, right? And you see that it hasn't entered anything. So if I type in 1, it should say 50 here. If I type 2, it will say 100. If I type 3, it will say 150, and so on and so forth. So this is how you are supposed to fill these. So I'm just going to delete this last invoice. So hopefully it's clear. It's very simple to enter this. So back to our example, I entered the first service, SEO. So it has 3 units. Then you have the UX research, 3 units again. And then you have e-commerce setup, 1 unit. And then design system creation, whatever that is, 4 units. So here, for this invoice, I have entered these 4 services. And again, you can enter 1 service or multiple services, up to 10 services per invoice. And the invoice amount will be calculated automatically. So you don't have to do this manually every time. This will be done automatically for you. Now, once that is done, this is all the data entry that you are supposed to do in this product. Then, anytime you want to generate an invoice, this is like the best part of this product, you will go to the Generate Invoice tab. You click this, and I have written all the steps here as well, so that you know what is happening at any point in time. So first is that you are supposed to go to the Data tab and then refresh everything, so that all the data gets updated, so that the invoice populates properly. And here you can see that it's updating. Once it's updated, it takes normally a couple of seconds. So we're done with that. The next is that you are supposed to select the invoice from the drop down. So the invoice that you want to populate, you will select this from this drop down here. So let's say this is invoice 1, and you see that all of the details pertaining to invoice 1 are here. This is the invoice 1 issue date, its invoice number, the person you're supposed to bill it to. All of this will get populated automatically. This is the beauty of this product. So it will automatically pull the client name, the person's name, the project name, their email address, their address, everything. The services will get populated here. The subtotal will get calculated here. The tax, whatever rate you have entered in the settings tab, will get calculated here. You will get the total here, and the due date will also get populated here. The payment details, terms and conditions, and your details are again automatically populated that you have entered in the settings page beforehand. If you want to change the invoice, you go to 2, and as you can see, everything got updated. You see 4, everything got updated. Invoice 8, everything got updated. Invoice 13, everything got updated. And as you can see that in these invoices, there are 2 entries, so it shows you lines underneath those 2. And invoice 1 had 4 services. If I go back to invoice 1, it will update. And at any point in time, this is going to look beautiful. So once you're ready, then you are supposed to select Control P. And here you can see that that invoice looks very nice and ready to print. And instead of printing, you can print it if you want. But normally what you would do is that you will click Export. You will click Create PDF. And then you will click Publish. And here you can see that it creates a very nice, professional looking invoice that is ready for you to email to your client. So in one click, you will get a very nice invoice ready every time that you like. And then if you want to change any other invoice, you can select that as well. And then whenever you want to go back, you want to click this and you will get back to the invoices tab. So this is how you can automatically generate any invoice anytime that you like. The last part is the dashboard. So if you go to the dashboard, it gives you your invoice status. It looks like a very simple dashboard, but it has a very good information in it. So you have three cards. You have the total invoiced amount, the amount that you have received, and the amount that you have outstanding. So if you add these two, it will come up with this total. Now these are divided into the status: issued, pending, overdue, late, critical, so on and so forth, which you can see in this pie chart. So issued is this much, and then you have pending this much, overdue this much, overdue late this much, and overdue critical this much amount. The same can be seen here. So again, the invoiced amount for a specific client you can see here at the top, and then the received amount is the green one and outstanding amount is the red one. And here you can see the same thing date wise. Now here in this case you can filter them as well. So you can filter them with the date. So you can filter them by years or months or days. So let's say if you want to see the invoices only for 2026, you will select 2026 and it will filter out everything. And if you want to see for a specific clients, let's say you want to see for client 1, you will select client 1. And if you want to see for a specific project, you click a specific project. That can work as well. And of course you can multi-select as well. So let's say you want to see all the details for client 1, 2 and 3. So you select client 1, hold down the control key, select client 2, and select client 3 as well. So in this way you will see details of these three clients, and when you want to reset everything, you can click this button and it will go back to normal. Now one thing that you will really like is that here you can see this client wise. If you click this plus button, it will give you more details, so it will go into each and every project. And if you click that again, then it will give you details of each and every invoice as well. So in this view, as you can see, this can get really crowded. So normally how it works is that, let's say you want to analyze one client. Let's say I select client 1 and everything gets updated for that specific client. So we have the total number of invoiced amount is this, we have received this much amount, and this much is outstanding. Now here, if I click the plus button, then just for client 1, I can see that I am working on 3 projects: project 7, project 1, project 16. So project 1, I have received everything. Project 7, I have received some amount and some amount is still pending. And project 16, all of it is pending. And let's say I want to dig deeper in project 7. Then client 1 is already selected. I will select project 7. And then if I click a plus again, then it will show me that I have invoiced. I have 2 invoices. So one is invoice number 7, which is already paid. And then we have invoice 16, which is worth $838. Let's say you want to check what is happening here. So you will go to the invoices one. You will go here. You will go to invoice 16. Okay, here I can see it. And here I see that, okay, it is still pending. And let's say it's not pending. And you would like to issue it. So right now you're ready and you want to generate an invoice. You will go here. You already know that's invoice 16. So you can go here, select 16, and it's good to go. You just click Control P and you can print it, create a PDF, and you're on your way. Anyways, back to the dashboard. So here, once you're done with these details, you can click minus a couple of times and then reset the projects one, reset the clients one, and you are back to it. Same thing here. So you have details year wise. If you click plus, it will show you the details month wise, and then it will show you the details on the exact day. Now one thing that you have to keep in mind is that these are the dates on which this invoice was issued. So let's say in 2026 you have received this much amount, but this is for the invoices that were issued in 2026. Maybe you received that amount in that year, maybe in the next year, but these are for the issue dates only. So this is also a very nice view in which you can do your analysis. You can do it, you can get a summary, or you can see this in much detail as I showed you. And again, the last tab that we already discussed is the settings tab. So this is the product. I enjoyed making this, and hopefully you are going to enjoy this a lot as well. Once again, thank you for the purchase, and have a good day.